Am I live? Am I live? Tell me, YouTube. Am I live? Am I live? I'm live. Fantastic. I might not be having um, the greatest internet reception. I can see there two stars. Anyway, I apologise. Kent Beers, rock and roll, son, rock and roll. I just thought I'd just come and do this because at the end of the day, it's a good laugh. Um, I was at the lakes last week, and I picked up a beer which I'll review today, and I must admit, underarm, and I have to say, it was a belter. It was a belter. That was. I think that was round about £6. £6. And I went into Beer Ambleside. He was a bit of a miserable git in Beer Ambleside, I must admit. And yeah, it was good. And I reviewed it today, and I must admit, it's one of the best beers I've had this year. What's the review? What's the review? If you want to kind of like, if you want to see it. Yeah. So I went to kind of like the lakes for a couple of days last week. How much beer was in there, to be honest. I'm breaking up. I can see I'm breaking up because I just can. If I'm breaking up, I'm sorry. Anyway, I was just astounded about how much beer was there. We went to a pub in Grasmere, and we went into the bar, and he had a guy with one of them peculiar kind of like studs in the chin there. He had a big beard. And he had a fridge by the side of his bar, like he does. And he had Cloudwater in and loads of fantastic craft beers in. And I just thought to myself, I'll pick up this, I'll pick up that, like you do. If I'm breaking up, I'm sorry. There you go. I picked up that. And basically, I didn't think of the price. Funny, when you see something, you don't think of the price, do you? You really don't. And I thought myself, well, I'll just take it to the bar with the wife's lemonade, if you know what I mean. And was it one lemonade, one of them, two bags of crisps, like you do, and it came to about £9. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. £9. £9 for something like that. But I have to say, um, even though I may be breaking up, I do apologise. That was well worth it because it was great. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really cracking beer. But it just goes to show, I'm going to have a beer now. I might as well have a beer. It just goes to show that, the price of craft beer, it still has to be readdressed in a way because, Tesco, if anybody's watching me, I'm drinking that. The old Lidl, that's my go-to Lidl beer, that. My go-to Lidl beer. I'll just chuck it in like you do. It's cracking. I do like that. Anyway, so I haven't done this live thing for a couple of weeks. I don't intend to do it every week, if you know what I mean. I'll just do it when I feel like it, and I felt like just doing this one this week because I started to drink more quads. Okay, get ready to cut my own hair. Maria, the girl next door, says I should get ready to cut my own hair, but I think I haven't got any hair left. Anyway, and it just took me back to the first time I did beer reviews, and then I started to pick up other quads like La Trappe, and tried that this week, and it just took me back to my favourite quad of the whole lot. and it's this one. There you go. That one there. If anybody, anybody asks me what my favourite, beer has all its different styles and that. If anybody asks me what my favourite quad is, I'll have to say that the Trappist Rochefort 10 is brilliant. And it's brilliant for all the right reasons. It's just got everything in for me. All the flavours I want, the textures in the mouth is brilliant. But I did this review. I did a review of this beer quite a while now. I did it about 2 years ago. And I have to say, there you go. You got that? Up there? There. It's got the 12. Yeah. I did this beer. Supposed to be the most sought after beer in the world. It's supposed to be the most rarest beer in the world. It's the actual legendary status of this beer is up there, if you know what I mean. And for me, I was very disappointed with it. Very disappointed. I just thought that this beer was not a patch on this beer. And it just goes to show, where people put something on a pedestal and to say that, they speak in a way, it's not. And I have to say that, looking back now, maybe I should have aged it. I went to a bottle shop in Durham about 4 weeks ago, and I said, I've kind of tasted the Westvleteren 12. I've tasted it, and oh yeah, the Westie 12. It's a phenomenal beer. It's a phenomenal beer, and at the end of the day, it's not a phenomenal beer. I found it very mediocre, and I suppose when the point I'm trying to make is that when you're reviewing beer, you've got to be fairly honest with yourself, even though that people have rated this so highly on, media, rate beer, and all these other places that, if you're not honest with yourself when you're reviewing a beer and having a laugh while doing it, it's not worth really doing it, is it? And when I was been drinking quads this week, it just brought back the memory of when I had this beer. I've always kept the bottle. Maybe I should have kind of like aged it for a couple of years, 2 to 3 years, but I never really thought that way. I don't know. I just thought that if I drink it, fairly recently, it would be as good as the good old Trappist Rochefort 10. But for me, the Rochefort 10 is my favourite quad. I haven't had a quad since that has kind of like been as good as it. So for me, that is the bee's knees. So I've just thought I'll do this, see who's watching. I know Kent Beers is. It's funny. I don't know if I don't know, Craig, if you heard what I said in my last live one, but when I first watched you, you had this left ruby, and it's kind of like you couldn't get the top off it, but it was really, really funny. But I've always watched you, and you're a great reviewer. And so what I'm drinking tonight is Patronos from Lidl. It's a good, I like it. It's a wheat beer. It's very cheap. It's got a nice little bit of flavour in it, and that's what I like. Secured their Premiership status. Um, they secured it. So yeah, yeah. So I don't know what the Brighton Newcastle game is. You were, Craig. You were slim back then. I must admit, but it was a great review. I have to admit, it was a great review. I've been watching you a lot. Actually, I've been watching you a lot lately, and you've been doing some. I've been looking at your old reviews as well. London Pride. I think I watched London Pride last week. It's great watching you. I must admit, it's funny. I was thinking the other day. Over time, like you say, you bought time. You look at the old videos, and you see how people have changed. Put on a bit of weight. A bit of chops around there and everything. Or I was thinking the other day, what's the best room to do a beer review in? Bathroom is ideal for me, but I've noticed you've done them in the backyard. You've done it in the kitchen once, a few in the kitchen, if I remember, and sometimes in a flat as well. I think it's in London, must have been in London, mate. And yeah, that's a thing to put forward. What's the best room to do a beer review in without being kind of like interrupted by animals or spouses or whatever? I always thought that the best room to do it in. Put me in the comments whatever you do. As you can see, the cats got their home there. The cats have got their home there, but Premiership status today. Drawing with Bournemouth. I'll take a draw if it's kind of like keeping us up. I do. I think we've got a great manager. I think he's got his head screwed on right. The problem is with Southampton, most probably with a lot of the smaller clubs in the Premiership, is that we like to sell players, and that's the problem. We like to sell players, and it doesn't do us any good when we do, because what happens is we get the mighty 6-round revolver and shoot right in our foot, because at the end of the day, it's all about keeping yourselves in the Premiership. And the mighty Saints, we've kind of like struggled over the years, but in the end of the day, you got to be loyal. But anyway, I don't know what the Portsmouth Sunderland score was today. Anybody out there tell me what the Portsmouth Sunderland score was? Tell us. Oh, right. Cheers, Craig, mate. Cheers. 1-1. So Brighton, well, Cardiff are more or less down. I would say Cardiff are more or less down now, are they? I was sure they are. Cardiff. I can't see Brighton going down, even though a lot of my mates support Brighton where I come from. But I'll take a draw. I think Cardiff are gone now, to be honest. I can't see Brighton getting sucked in it. I mean, Cardiff, they had, to kind of, get that, Fulham, right? They didn't have anything to go for. They didn't have anything to play for. But for Cardiff, they tend to, all they needed was to kind of like get 3 points against a team which has already kind of like been relegated, and it's kind of like unreal. It really is unreal. I'm trying to close this up. I can't. Come on. Come here. You coming? You coming? Come on. You coming? Come on. Come on. Cat's coming. I don't know if the cats want to come. Come on. Get the cat. Come on. Come on. You coming? Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Look. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, that's it. Get on there. Get on there. I'm trying to live. You're live. Look, you're live on YouTube. Look. Look here. Look here. See, look at the camera. Look at the camera. Come on, look at the camera. She gets me up. I'll tell you what, she gets me up. Seriously, 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the bloody morning. Then yeah, she always wants food. Foodie. Coming to my beer reviews as well. Then yeah, all the time. Coming to me beer reviews. She says things like, well, she does talk to me. I do. Basically, I do talk cat language in a way because she does. She kind of like she comes along and she tells me what to do and that. Oh, what's that going on? Put that down. Close that. I've got this thing come up, right? I can't see me comments at the moment, and it's a bugger, and I can't see. This is kind of like trying to steal 1-1 with Newcastle. That's fine. That's fine. I can live with that. I can live with that as long as I don't get 3 points. But that's the main thing, if you know what I mean. Yes, Mr. Hawthorne. Yes, full time 1-1. Well, Newcastle were bag of shite, weren't they? Thank you for that, Mr. Kent Beer Reviews. Thank you for that. So it looks like the mighty Saints, the greatest team in the South, is staying up tonight. We'll be in Premiership next year. Hopefully, we'll get some pretty good players. Now, Mbappe from PSG might be a pretty good player for us to sign. Yes, Mr. Hawthorne. Nice to see you, mate. Yeah. Anyway, as you might have guessed, I've just kind of like come up on this live thing to talk a load of gibberish. I've talked my beer bit now. I've been out today. I went to a brewery this morning. I went to Black Sheep this morning. No, Saints are not going down, Mr. Hawthorne. You got no way. The Southampton are not going down. I'm sorry. Look, at the end of the day, they're not going to go down. We're fine. We're absolutely fine. There's no way we are going down. It's just impossible now. Impossible. There's nothing that suggests that we would go down. We're too good. We're too good of a team to go down. Shane Long is fantastic. I don't know if he'll be there again. Charlie Austin is going off to Newcastle apparently next season. But the cat's calling me. The cat's calling me. No, we're not going to go down. We never will. Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, she's calling me. I'm not going to go over there. This is what happens. This is what happens when I do a beer review. This is what happens. The cat calls me, and I've got to go and get her to bring her over here to shut her up. Is she staying out? Oh, whatever. Yeah, no. What I've been doing today, I went to a brewery this morning. Really enjoyed it. Come on. Just bugger off. Boys and girls. Well, predominantly boys. If you want to buy a cat, I've got one here. Quite a bit of a crazy cat, I must admit. Got one here going for about 25 quid. Because she's just being a pain in the ass. Every time I do something like this, she's just a pain in the ass. But no, I must admit, yeah, what was I talking about? Well, I've talked to you about the price of beer, like you do. I'm drinking that. Anybody out there who's watching me, I know there's a few people watching me actually tonight. I must admit, I have to admit, it's all been a bit nice and cordial in the comments, and everybody's kind of like being very nice. Well, Craig will be nice anyway because Craig is a nice mate, got a nice fella. Darren Hawthorne, well, he's not too nice. He can be a bit nasty now and again, but he's okay. But yeah, so it's been great. Yeah, so I'll just drink. I've done when I do me, I could talk about beer a lot, but I don't want to really. I just thought I always do a live thing now and again. I've done me fencing today, which was great. Went up all in one, like you do, kind of like done your done your rough timber along the back of the fence and put your panels up and everything. It went ideal. I have to say, it's been fantastic. Mrs. Brown didn't really get on to me, saying how it was a DIY disaster, which I usually am. But I must admit, on this occasion, I did a good job. I must admit, I did a good job, and it's still standing now as I look at it. Because we can't really choose our neighbours, can we? At the end of the day, and I've noticed when I do my beer review, sometimes you get a little bit of noise coming in from elsewhere to tell you that you got really shitty neighbours, which you can't choose your neighbours. Bit like your family, you can't choose them. That's that's the main thing. Anyway, yeah. So like I said, I reviewed that today, and it was a cracking beer, Australian, fantastic beer. Actually, I tend to keep me best cans in the cupboard behind me. I don't know if you can see, just there, just got all my best cans. Always do. It's terrible if you can like have a really good beer, but you chuck the can away. But for me, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to beers and stuff, and I have to say that that was a cracker, and I'm repeating myself at the moment because I've gone up in views and they've most probably missed what I said. But that one there, that was a cracker. Marshmallow Porter, cracker. I think Rob Hopsing did the Imperial version of that this week. That was oh, Mr. Hawthorne's just kind of like come up with a fantastic comment. Carlin. Well, you know my thoughts on Carlin. I don't have to repeat myself on Carlin. If you remember, boys, if anybody watching out there who's been following me, I did do a review of Carlin, and I had my cat's litter tray next to it just to show you. I sniffed it. It's funny enough, when I sniffed the cat's litter tray and I sniffed the Carlin, the litter tray was better. But about 2 days later, I had this really bad cold, and his throat was throbbing. It was like that. It was throbbing, and I thought, wow, I must have kind of buggered it up on the litter tray. The litter tray must have kind of like buggered up my throat, if you know what I mean. But let's get wrong. Carlin is a heap of shit. It always will be a heap of shit, and it was on TV actually a couple of weeks ago. They did this factory thing with the guy from MasterChef. Can't remember his name. He had the glasses. Oh, Greg Wallace. Greg Wallace. That's him. And he was kind of like they did a program inside the factory, beer, and it was Carlin, which I never watched, but I could imagine how mediocre or repetitive in a factory like that. I could just see it. Kind of like Eastern Europeans working in a factory with just doing really simple jobs, a bit like what they're doing around Peterborough when they collect their, sprouts and stuff like that. And nah, Carlin is a terrible drink. Carlin should be banned. It should have a health risk on it because it's not really lager. Well, it's not lager. I don't know what it is, but it's certainly not anything that I would adhere to being a beer. I would say it's kind of like a can full of chemical. I can't see anything else really, to be honest with you. Feel like a bit like is it Tom J Mulville? Tom J Mulville. He does these kind of like live reviews on a Saturday night, kind of like off the cuff, a bit like what I'm doing now, but I'm not really reviewing beer. I'm just talking loads of shite. Um, he does these kind of like live reviews, and people kind of like comment as he reviews the beer and that, which is it's an option for me. I think I must, I might do in the future, but I've never been one for making my channel so big or commercial or anything. I like to see myself as kind of like a cult reviewer, if you know what I mean. And someone who just reviews beer week in, week out, and really kind of like just keeps doing what he loves. And that's the main thing for me. I'm not really into getting massive views or massive subs. It's not been the thing I'm about. It's just kind of like just every week just churn out beer reviews, and if people find me on the internet, that's the fantastic thing about it, and that's what it's all about. I'm not really into kind of like having to kind of like bump up my views or having to kind of like push forward the channel to a degree where you want to to be a what's the word, somebody who's a bit of a, I can't think of the words. I can't think of the words. Someone who's kind of like a YouTube whore, if you want to call it like that. No, as long as I keep doing them and enjoying the beer as I do them, that's the main thing. If I didn't enjoy the beer, then I wouldn't do it. No, I wouldn't do it, and that's what it's all about. It's all about kind of most probably retaining smallness, but not being big, not being having the you know 20 or plus thousand subs, but just doing beer reviews, as you like them. You know, if the subs come along, then that's what it's all about. But no, that's what it's all about. Anyway, I'm gonna review. I might as well do a live review, haven't I? I've reviewed this one before. Let's review this beer. This is the Patronus from Lidl, and it was 99p. 99p. So, beer in a glass, boys and girls. See, it's kind of like cloudy, thin, creamy white head, cloves, wheat, coriander. It's got all the hallmarks of a great beer. All the hallmarks. And with Lidl, all their stuff, let's face it, is pretty good, isn't it? All their stuff's pretty good. So I'm gonna go in. Cheers. That's lovely. It's lovely. It's a great tasting beer. You know, we can always go on about fantastic kind of like expensive beers, expensive craft beers, but when you get a great tasting beer for a few pence, which it is, it's great, isn't it? It really is. As a great Terry Kay once said, you can live like kings when it comes to beer. Um, when it comes to wine, you got to spend a lot of money on a bottle. You got to spend a lot of money to get a real decent beer, bottle of wine. But when it comes to beer, you can, live like kings, like you do. So, boys and girls, I'll tell you what, I've enjoyed it this time. I must admit, it's been very cordial. It's been very nice. Um, Hello, Dean. I tell you what, I'll stay on for a while. Shall I? I'll stay on for a while. I've got plenty more to drink. Hello, Dean. Nice to see you, mate. How you doing? Now, if you haven't joined, just joined us, Dean. I'm drinking. I'm drinking that one from Lidl. There you go, from Lidl. Yeah, so it's fantastic stuff. I'll tell you what. I'm just going to show you what else I've got in my magic cupboard. Now, this one, this one, this one is I've bought this. Yeah, you get on that, Dean. 99p. You know the score. Right, this one is I bought this back from Madeira. Actually, it was Craig at Kent Beer Reviews. He told me about this, and actually, basically, I went to Funchal, the main city, well, the main town in Madeira, and they had a marketplace, and they had the main beer importers based in this marketplace. And I went to see him on the first day. I bought some beer off him, and he mentioned that Craig sent him an email, which is thank you, Craig. And he knew I was coming. So the following day, I went back to the same store and I picked this up. Now this I reviewed today. I posted it up through the week, and this was cracking. It really was. It was this one. That one there. Don't know if you can pick that up. There you go. This is. It says it's a wheat wine, but it was kind of like more or less a barrel aged beer. To be honest, it was. It was something which he said. He said to me at the marketplace. It was a beer, and I didn't really take much notice of what it said on the label. I put it on Rate Beer. Rate Beer classed it as a beer, and when I reviewed it, thankfully, it was a beer. But the first time in the history of my channel when I reviewed it is that I ran out of memory on my phone, and it completely cut off before I finished the review, which was a shame. But I have to say that it's 11%. By the way, it's 11%, and I have to say it was a cracking beer. Um, so Dean Kent Beer Reviews, anybody who's watching me now at the moment, I would like to see. I don't think Craig's done this. Craig, if you're watching, if you've done it, tell us, let us know. Get hold of that. Get hold of that one. I like to know because this is a beauty of YouTube and whatever. It's a barley wine. That's right, Dean. The beauty of it is that it's great to know what everybody else's opinions are of beer. You know, we're not experts, are we? We're not kind of like brewers as such. For me, the proper experts in beer are the people who brew the stuff. We're just people who enjoy a good pint, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I like to know what other people think of that. I'll be watching. I do watch a lot of reviews lately. I've been watching Dean a lot. I always watch Dean. Funny enough, every time it comes up, I do watch you. So Dean, I do watch you, and Craig, I'll watch you as well. I always watch them and see what when it if it's a beer which I know I'm going to review, I don't watch because I like to make up my own mind about it, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it was great when every time I go on holiday, I try to make a point of going to the local shops to find out what beers they do. And the first thing I do, it must drive Mrs. Brown crazy. The first thing I do is I go to the supermarket, sod the beach, sod like anything else. I just go to the supermarket and look along the shelves to see exactly what's there. And if it's anything I haven't had before, I'll just buy. I'll just buy straight back to the hotel room and just crack them open and just go like put them up and you know and review them, to much to my wife's disgust in some ways, because all she wants to do is go out onto the beach and do whatever. But for me, I'm a bit of a nerd. I've got to, you know, I'm back off to Spain in Christmas. The first thing I'm going to do is go out to the local supermarket again and look at the beers. Yeah, Dean says likewise, mate, and Craig. Yes, yeah, mate. We're all in it together, aren't we? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. We're all in it together. We may not talk much, but we're all in it together, doing the same thing, and for the love of it, and that's what matters. And it's great to see the craft beers kind of like going into the mainstream more than anything else. And it's you know, I like to see that all of us are a tiny speck in the promotion of that. To be honest, it's great, and you know, long may it continue, and that's the main thing, isn't it? Long may it continue, mate. Long may we, you know, everybody gets in, you know, different beers and, you know, obscure beers, and to give to, you know, to review and to. That's right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know what, Dean? You're right. Once this beer geeky thing takes hold, there's no going back. Definitely. When it first, I'll tell you when it first hit me. When it first hit me, yeah, I used to watch, you know, the old school beer reviewers and stuff, and I love them all. It's just when the geekiness what got me is at first when I first started, and I don't know if anybody out there thought there's a little bit of a secret competition. It was to try and be the first to go and get, you know, the new beer from the local supermarket, the first to get the new, you know, the new release, to get the first on the internet and stuff like that. And I must admit, I was pretty kind of like involved in myself or doing that. But after a while, you know, you're going to review it anyway. You know I will. It's not just about that for me anymore. It's just about having a laugh. That's what it's all about. It's not, for me, it's not a competition anymore. I've been doing it long enough. Like a lot of people, it's all about having a laugh and, you know, try to be honest and try to have a laugh while you're doing it. And that's what it's all about. It's, for me, it's nothing about being competitive about anybody else. I can imagine other reviewers being competitive. I could imagine other ones, but for me, you know, it's all about having a laugh. You know, if I get 10 views, if I get 20 views, I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. I do not care how many views I get. It's just about do the beer, get it uploaded, go on to the next one. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. But I just love doing it. I can't imagine not doing it. I can't imagine. Yeah, I had a break last year. Guilty as charged with the news. Dean says guilty as charged with the new beers, but that was looking forward to new cheap beers. I totally agree. I totally agree, Dean. Totally agree with you, mate. Um, you might, I do it a little bit differently. I tend to buy beers in bulk. Then I tend to kind of like usually two beers from a same brewery over time. Then I just kind of like mix it in. But yeah, we're all guilty at the end of the day. We're all guilty at the end of the day. We all got it in us to do it, and it's always fun. It's always fun at the end of the day. It's a little bit of banter, isn't it, to kind of like get the first one up. Um, I thought myself this year is to kind of like not jump on the Tesco bandwagon yet, and I thought I'll just let everybody else do it this year. Then maybe I'll just crawl into Tesco's and do it. You know, um, I thought that was the best thing for me anyway. But yeah, it's great seeing everybody else put their beer reviews up and that. I think Dean, I think you've done all of them. I would imagine. I can't see you not doing any more of them. But no, it's always great to see. I just drink it, going a bit more. Good stuff. Good stuff. I might just wrap this up in a minute because it's been great. This one, I have to admit, 45 minutes in, I've been nattering for. Oh, what's that? We all have got way with me. That's the magic of it all. Dean's just said we've all got our way of reviewing beers, and that's the magic of it all. A great variety of beer tiers. I tell you what, you've hit the nail on the head. You've hit the nail on the head because when you look at it and you look at all these vast beer reviewers, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them now. There's a lot of beer reviewers now, and when you look at it, we are different. We are different in a way. We've all got different sense of humours. We've all got different approaches to our reviews. We all have a set. I think we all have a set way of doing it. Um, we all have a lot of respect for a lot of other beer reviewers out there, and we all have respect for the beer itself. And yeah, I do think that we all contribute in a way. We all contribute, whether or not some are more successful in terms of views or subs to others, which are, you know, like I said, I kind of approached before. Um, Stats don't really bother me. It's all about the beer. It's all about drinking beer and enjoying beer and telling the world about beer. Um, but we are all different. We might not be everybody else's cup of tea, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But that's what makes it all unique. It makes us unique as well. That's what makes us unique as people, as individuals, which is, we're not all the same. We're not all the same. And if we're all the same, it'd be pretty boring, wouldn't it? And that's the main thing. It'd be pretty boring for everybody out there. We might as well just call ourselves the same channel. But no, you're right there. You're right there, Dean. But no, that's what it's all about. It's all about enjoying yourselves and enjoying. Dean's just said, I've hit the big time now. Got trolls on most of my videos now. Um, well, that's the problem. That's the problem. When you get lots of views, um, you get lots of shite with it, don't you? At the end of the day, I mean, I don't know how other people get lots of views. Me personally, I haven't got a Twitter account. I've got a small Facebook group, um, and that's it. I've turned myself off from Twitter from ages ago, and I more or less I don't make a big fanfare of reviews. I just put them up. If people watch it, God bless you. If people don't watch it, God bless you, and that's the way I like it. But that's the problem, like you say, Dean. Is when you get a lot of views, you get a lot of shit as well, and that's part and parcel of it. But you know, it's a test of how thick-skinned you are. Really, it's some people we might bother, but I can't see you getting bothered about it. I can see you kind of like getting stronger and more resolvent about it. To be honest with you, and I think that's part of being on YouTube, I suppose, in a way. That's part of being in the public limelight to a certain degree. If anybody puts something in on Google and puts a, I don't know, Tesco beer in or Lidl beer in, you'll be coming up with everybody else. No, I didn't think you're not fussed. That's what it's all about. It wouldn't put anybody. It would certainly wouldn't put me off. I mean, the only big troll I had was a woman in America who said that I was going to go to hell. Sent me about a comment about that long, if not all that long, saying I was going to go to hell, and that was it. Basically, she said, "Just you're going to go to hell. That's the one. That's the one. You're going to go to hell. You're going to." And funny enough, I went on her YouTube page, and I clicked it on, and it's really weird. It's really weird. It's these videos she put on were kind of like dolls' houses and stuff like that, and kind of like Cindy dolls and horses and stuff like that. It's very very dodgy looking. She's a middle-aged woman, 40, 45, and she's playing with dolls' houses and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. And you think to yourself, well, yeah, you're a bit weird, you, aren't you? You're a bit weird. Who's the weird one here? You know what I mean? Mm, very much so. Very much so. But no, I'm gonna continue doing these live things just to get me confidence up, I think. So, get to know other beer reviewers and stuff. I think it's the best way for me, and hopefully um, do something more in the future. I said in past ones, it's it's all about kind of like getting your confidence up especially when you're talking about the beer reviews, because you may not necessarily agree to what they say, um, and stuff like that, vice versa. You know, so it's all about giving people. Yeah, I would like that. I tell you what, Dean, I would like that a lot. I like that a lot. Actually, I would like to do something and meet other people as well, including Harry, um, Stuart, Dean. I know Dean, you've met a majority of people. I take it. Um, Christoph, our Station actually works around the corner from me. Works around from the corner from me. I think he works in the same area. He works about. I think he works exactly where, about half a mile from me. And I'd like to know where he works. Christoph, if you're watching, tell me where you work, and I'll pop in one day and say hello. If you know what I mean, I'll pop in one day just to say hello. It'd be great to kind of like see him. It'd be great to see Christoph. Like I say, you watch everybody, but you don't really know them. it would be great. Yeah, it would be great to do something with him. Um, yeah, it would be. Even if it's through the week on a work day, it'd be great. Yeah, I'll have to find out where he works. Definitely, it'd be great to kind of like just to get together and do a quick kind of like. Yeah, he is. Totally agree with you, Dean. He is a lovely bloke. Rafael Benitez through and through, isn't he? Definitely. He's a proper Rafael Benitez. Definitely. He's he's pretty down to earth now. At the end of the day, I'll take people as they come. But I'll tell you what, it's his hand on heart. A lot of Polish people I know are really nice. They're really nice people. Yeah, he definitely is. He's definitely a Rafa. Definitely. He's definitely in the wrong job. Should be in he should definitely be in the old St James's Park. Definitely. But I've been watching him for a long time actually. And one thing I do respect about him was when he sent you the Durham Brewery beers. Uh, the ones can't remember. I remember watching you and him, Dean. I can't remember now. The You did a Christmas thing together, and you did the Durham Brewery. I can't remember the beers he did now. Smoking Blonde. I know Smoking Blonde he did. He did the Imperious. They were cracking beers. I did the Smoking Blonde about 3 weeks ago, and it was really good, really good, really good beer. But no, yeah, he could do definitely, definitely, definitely. Yeah, he could be a good lookalike. Definitely, he should make some more money out of that. Definitely. Definitely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in a minute. I'll just have me drink. Yeah, it's very good. Very good, Dean. It definitely is a brilliant, brilliant brewery. I'm going to go. This is my Saturday night live three. I'm going to do it less every week now because I like doing it. So everybody who's watched me, who's commented, big thank you. Yeah, cheers, Dean, mate. Yeah, and I'll see you boys and girls next week. Cheers.